extremely acrid scent coming off the various different open containers. At the back, there is what looks like a crucible with a fire underneath it, water and pestle, standard stuff. And there is a guy who he literally looks like. Imagine you took a wizard,
Yes.
you removed the hat, and then you covered him in like a massive white, extremely stained overall. That's what he looks like.
That's what. So it's basically Doc Brown. Okay.
Pretty much.
Marty, we got to go back to paranoia.
Exactly, and he's pounding the ever-loving shit out of that mortar and pestle.
I say.
Powder.
I motion to Siegfried and I say, "Let me do the talking."
Please no.
Do I
He
get it?
nods, yeah.
Notes. Okay. All right. I walk in and I greet the man.
He completely blanks you. He is paying like -7 attention.
That's a lot of minus.
That's a lot of minus.
A lot of fish.
I greet the man quite loudly again, and I say that I have worked for him and there is pay to be had.
He waves a hand distractedly and says, "Leave it on the counter. Come and collect it in a few days."
We don't have a few days. We need this as quickly as possible.
He puts down the mortar and pestle and sighs dramatically, and he says, "What on earth is dramatic that they possibly want me to do?"
Whilst Cloak is doing this, I'm checking out the window to see if we've been followed.
Okay, roll a perception test, Phil. There's no obs, FYI.
4.
There's no ops because the only thing following you is fate. Or nothing.
I'm blinded by the sunlight. Can't see anything.
The crowd, there's too many people moving around the district. You don't feel like you got a good impression of whether or not somebody is following you.
Okay.
I talk to the man and I say, "How about something that explodes an entire barge and levels 2 buildings?"
He pauses and he says, "Now that is interesting."
I figured it would be. I take out the pouch of the powder and I hand it to him.
He looks and he says, "What's this?"
This is what we assume either caused the explosion or was what the explosion was about. We need to find out what it is and where people might get it and why they would want it.
This is chalk.
This is chalk, goddammit.
He pours it out, and at first he says, "This looks like it might provide a more recreational type of explosion." But
I
after
believe you know.
after
Believe you
poking a
know.
little bit, he says, "No, this looks like something else." And then he gets a large book and what looks like a very primitive microscope. And if you look, the lens is actually a single blob of glass.
Okay.
This is like sort of Van Leeuwenhoek microscope.
Hyper
of the early
awesomely
1600s.
advanced stuff. This.
Dude, this is when they very early on. That's how they did it. Like there was a Dutch guy in the early 1600s who made a microscope using blob of glass. Shit's tight.
Can I actually, in the book that he has, can I actually see what it's about?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to do the same thing. Wandering over, and once he's settled on a page, try and read what's on there.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
this is as far as you can tell. Wait, which of you has reading?
I have reading.
Are you gonna help each
Yeah.
other, or are you gonna independently read?
How do we help each other? Do we like whisper to each other like, "That's an A"?
Actually, that's true. That's true. If you can't communicate about it, then yeah. Okay, so both of you are going to take independent reading tests. You're trying to read over someone's shoulder in a fairly poorly lit room an obscure technical text,
This is gonna be
Upside
hard.
down.
possibly in a language you don't know. This is Ops 5.
Oh man, bring on the amazing reading skill.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Bill goes blind yet
Snake
again.
eyes.
Oh dear.
And so too I get a little less blind.
Should probably point out that the text has been written by someone with a broom up their ass and a moon.
I must inform you that the text is actually a cake recipe. This man is
Yeah.
insane.
It is
Both of you
completely
instantly
gibberish.
die from ocular degeneration.
No. Anyway,
I cry
Okay.
a single tear of literacy.
Exactly. The answer is you can recognize a very small number of the words, but it looks like A, the person who wrote this was writing backwards. Everything reads right to left rather than left to right. B, it's full of technical terminology which you simply don't understand. And C, it's full of obscure diagrams, again, which you don't understand. You just don't. Neither of you have a mathematical background. And in any case, mathematical notation in this period, it was absolutely horrible. If anyone's ever seen Newton's original calculus notation, it's fucking disgusting. There's a reason we
I
use
mean,
live
he ate his pasta on
Is
it
that
and
actually a
everything.
reading challenge, by the way?
Yeah.
That would be a challenging reading test for both of you.
Well done. I don't have reading skill. I can't read.
Shut it, illiteracy.
Oh.
Here we're only young, wealthy people. All right. So, he looks at it, he leaves through a few things, and he says, "I'm going to have to give this a bit of thought. I suspect I'll have something for you probably by the end of play today. And then he shoos you out and he says, but first, I must set it on fire. And he immediately just throws some into the flame.
We'll leave you to that.
He's obviously like, he just really wants to set it on fire, I think.
Yeah.
I love setting things on fire. I can set you on fire.
As we come back to see what he found out, there is only a crater where the house was.
I am producing salamanders.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
Well, before
Meanwhile,
some shopping.
meanwhile, back at the ranch.
people
where they're
doing the
buying
important stuff, not starving.
Okay, how are you two going to go El Shoperinos?
We are going to find out where
Catch
a
it.
market would be, but would sell produce.
We're going
Okay,
to market.
I'm going to say it's relatively easy to find. Even in this area, there will be the occasional market, and you come across one relatively quickly. A few stalls in the street.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
We are looking for food and general provisions for the sustainment of the human being.
And some
boots.
little bit of rope. And
Let's
got
do
rope.
one thing at a time.
please no.
Surplus rope comes second.
Okay, first. I don't know. I think it's just Rupert has inherited your desire for rope.
Yeah,
Everybody's now an amateur bondage guy.
No.
No,
probably
no.
that.
So,
I want something to throw that's proper. I want to make a bowler.
anyway, you can
What?
do that, but I'm the keeper of the purse strings, and we're buying food.
Okay, the base obstacle for buying enough food for all of you is 2.
Can I haggle him
However-
down?
This is the purpose of a haggling test. So, Rupert and Kiko, would you like to engage in a haggle fight?
Can you carefully haggle?
You can certainly carefully
Having
haggle.
you haggle fight.
However, note that if you carefully haggle, the failure will be worse.
Well, pass me a haggle dice, and we can be in business if you have
Which of
haggling.
you has higher haggle?
I have haggle 3.
Well, I have haggle too.
Okay, so you're giving me a haggle die. Kiko, do you want to fork in anything?
Boys.
I don't
You're
re-
also-
Cooking.
Ooh, I could fork in my cooking skill, because I can...
Okay, explain how you use it.
Well, I'm going to, rather than knowing the fact that this store member will be more, will want to sell more finished and complete products first, I know from cooking that what's more important is ingredients rather than finished products, and they're cheaper. And I
Oh,
know
I see. So
that.
you're saying that you're going for stuff that would require a bit more preparation.
Yes!
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's a reasonable thing. Okay.
Yes,
Can I chip in with some falsehood and show up?
That would
as
have
if
to
I
You
don't-
your turn.
unfortunately can't fork. You'd have to do that as a link test.
so that's a lot of
Okay.
dice. What was the obstacle in this haggling? Is his will, isn't it?
It would be opposed.
To his... Well,
Actually, what are the rules? I just need to double check what the rules are for doing carefully in an opposed test.
if you can't do it, I will drop a dice.
So I would have thought it'd just be like you're careful versus he's careful.
Exactly, that's
That
what I'm
much
thinking.
more.
Yeah, wouldn't it just be he just gets an extra die as well as you, so it doesn't matter in the end?
Eh.
unless you're
Well,
floating
it
something.
actually does, because remember the following:
Mm.
if you are doing it, if you have more dice, you'll have a higher chance of your successes being 6s, which means a better chance of exploding. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do it.
Excellent. What's it
so-
opposed versus his what?
It would be opposed versus his haggling skill.
What's his
Which-
haggling skill?
Let's say is 4,
Oh.
but he's going to fork in the fact that because he's a bit of a douche, he's going to lie a little bit about the freshness of some of the things that you see. And what this means is that even if you fail, you might well get something. You just don't get what you thought you got because some of what you got was going to go off.
Wait, is
Right.
he using falsehood?
Wait,
He is indeed using falsehood
And why can't I?
because
because-
I'm the one doing the check.
because you can't give someone else a fork.
But if I stood next to him and said,
That's not how it works. You
that's
could try
shit.
using falsehood beforehand to lie, but what would you lie about? What would the nature of the link test be?
Oh,
What would your intent with the falsehood skill be?
I would show up and pretend not to know Judson and start talking shit about the produce.
Okay.
This is obviously worm-ridden. God damn it! The guy down.
That would be acting rather than falsehood. But
Well,
you have
let's go
acting,
for-
don't you?
Let's go for that then.
Do you have acting?
I do.
So,
Okay.
what's happening?
So what's going to happen is, before you do this test, Rupert's going to try and do an acting test to trick this guy. So
But
keep those dice there.
Isn't
That's
he already
actually really
giving?
clever.
Isn't he already giving me a dice though?
Give him the dice back, because I assume that he's not going to be able to help you with the haggling if he's going to do this acting test instead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. I act,
Okay.
and it's not in my best interest to do this carefully, I assume.
But you want to do it with falsehood, I would suspect.
It's the same amount of.
You want
Oh,
to
is it?
fork. You want to fork in falsehood.
I want to fork in falsehood. Yeah. So that's
I'm
three.
going to say this is versus.
Boys, goddammit.
You can't verse it against Boyce.
She goes crazy. She's been asleep until now, but now she's batshit again.
Okay, this is versus his beginner's luck observation. So roll your stuff, and then we double it, and he has to beat that. Okay,
That's
he's got to
4.
beat 4 in 4 dice.
It's not looking
Yeah,
good.
fuck you, cunt.
Not looking good.
Complete
No.
failure. He is outraged by your accusations, but at the same time, he has a sneaking feeling that did he actually sell some stuff to you earlier? Shit, do you realize? Did you know that some of the cabbage he gave you had fucking stuff in it? God damn, this is worrying.
So what
and
does
there's
that
this other
mean?
customer over here. Ooh, that's awkward. You get 2 advantage dice.
Oh,
for the
so I'm now.
consequence of Rupert's
Nice.
success
I'm now
because
at
this guy
7.
completely failed.
Nice.
Get fucking
So-
wrecked, Mark.
No, you shouldn't be at 7. What you should be at is 3 base haggling,
Yep.
up to 4 for carefully,
Yep.
up
1
to
for
6 for the
cooking,
2 bonus.
and 1 for
Oh,
cooking.
Oh, yeah, so you
Yeah,
got
I
7
forked
dice.
in
Okay.
1 for cooking.
Okay, he's doing his 5, so he's still gonna try lying, but let's see how this goes down.
This will go horribly wrong after all this. Epic dice rolling! That
Oh
is
my God,
this
3.
is the
Oh my
worst.
word, I trounced him.
Jesus
That is
Christ!
the worst market guy
So let me
ever.
guess, this is a routine check on my haggling.
This guy's literally
Yeah.
giving away his produce
No,
for
no,
free.
that's
Carry
exactly
on,
what happens.
cabbage.
Is that he's so afraid of his reputation being ruined by the amount of noise that Rupert is making. He's just like, just take it and go.
Yes!
Shoves the food into your hands, Kiko, and he doesn't shove the dodgy stuff in because he thinks he'll come back and like shit talk
Wait,
him again.
have I actually paid him?
You haven't paid him. It's
Oh,
free.
he just given it to you.
Yes!
He literally just went like, holy shit. and just
Excellent.
Gave you stuff. That's amazing.
We have our money.
Yes.
That's good.
This is where Judson realized I could buy Christoph some boots.
This is
I
where he
didn't see
realised-
that.
God.
I didn't see that.
Wait, you didn't see me without any boots?
I left.
It was at night.
Yeah, I know, but later on when we woke up, I'm pretty sure we all talked to each other and we basically said
We're
like,
just
hey.
eccentric.
I didn't notice your lack of boots.
Yeah, okay.
Nobles
we
have
have
a weird
money.
way of slumming.
But no, it's sensible for me not to spend it frivolously.
Seeing how it's my money.
Seeing how it's not my money, it would be foolish.
Okay, so what? So you guys still have the cash, and you've now got some food.
Now what?
I have a few things I'd like to pick up.
Like what?
Some fabric, a little bit of rope, no, string actually, and little bit of glass, but we could probably find that.
Glass? Why do you
But
need
Glass,
gla-
you could just break the windows.
Why
back
do you
at
need
the front.
glass?
Did we get eggs?
Of course we got eggs. They're right there.
Okay,
We
go
got
ahead.
eggs. Okay, well then I just need some string.
What are you trying to make?
I want to make a bowler.
Have you
I've
tried
offered-
making things not out of egg?
That's for something else.
Just out of interest, do you guys have anything on which to cook food?
Good point.
Ah,
I need some cooking utensils.
Yes.
Let's go get some cooking utensils.
And that might actually be a little bit tricky. Let me check.
Yeah.
those fit nicely in pockets.
No.
You really just need a pot.
I need a pot. That's
Actually,
all I
to be
need.
fair, if you get a pot from an ironmonger, that would be like Obs 2. Like it's
Yeah,
Obs
let's-
2 because it's not a trivial thing because it's something that has been made by a guy who actually knows something. But yeah, it's Obs 2, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, let's go. Let's try that.
To get a Dutch oven.
Let's go to an ironmonger and get a pot or something,
Okay, cool.
which is going to be hard because I only have 1 die worth of money.
It's not very hard to find somebody who makes like crappy. Actually, let's say it's made of copper. You find a guy who sells copper utensils and stuff. So it's Obs 2. The 2 you together.
What, Obs 2 resources?
Yeah, it's an Obs 2 resource.
But
test.
we only have 1 die of Obs.
You only have 1 die of cash. Both Rufus and Kiko, you have 4 resources.
Well,
I have no resources,
Rufus, you have no resources.
I don't think so. No.
so we can't get this. We
Well,
can't afford it.
you can't afford it at the price he's asking.
I could try
But
and haggle.
what if you haggle?
I could haggle him down.
That is your only chance.
It is my only chance.
While Kiko's distracting him, I would like to see if I can fit some of this in my pocket.
Oh no. He's not with me. If I'm disavowing all knowledge of him if he gets
That's
caught.
the point. Poor cat. Yeah, I think
You
she
should,
can eat.
given this is a pot, you should definitely be able to fork in your knowledge of cooking.
Yes.
Rufo takes the pot, puts it on his head, and goes, "This
Okay,
is my
so
helmet."
describe to me, how are you using your knowledge of cooking? How are you doing this?
That's actually difficult to fork cooking into spying a pot.
Well, no, it's like you could be saying, for example, that a copper pot leaves a bad taste in the food you make in it, so it's worth less than an iron pot.
That is actually a good point. Yeah,
And
I
if
could
you,
do that.
If you eat tomatoes on pewter pots, you get sick.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
All right.
So-
I'm allowing it.
So that puts me at 4, and I'm
No,
doing.
well.
Nice, this is for.
Ooh. Okay, let's go. Oh, I rolled 5.
He rolled 2 successes.
But it doesn't matter. Doesn't work.
Okay. He remains unconvinced and still demands the same price.
We can't buy it.
Toss in the sword.
No. That is
Sword for
that
a
is a
pot.
terrible trade. I'm practical. I'm not stupid.
I'm hungry.
That's your...
To be fair, a lot of the things you bought can be eaten raw. Vegetables, for example.
No, I'm
And
not.
eggs can pretty much just
I'm
be
not
put in
trading
fire.
a sword for a
And-
pot. That
Wait,
seems like.
how many of you guys had traveling gear?
Yep.
Yep.
Anyone who has traveling gear has Flint and Tinder, so you can start a fire.
Yeah, we
Get
just
burned
need
out like a
the
shit.
pot to make the stew with.
Well, if only one of you had stolen a breastplate or a helmet.
Well, would assume that was in traveling gear as well, because you always need something to
No.
cook.
No, I'm just saying, if only one of you had stolen a helmet.
If we
Oh, I
can't,
see.
if
I
I can't,
see.
if I can't do it, then that's fair enough. I'm not going to. It's not
Yeah,
going to
but
work.
note down that was a Obs 2 test versus the... How many dice you rolled? 4 dice, so that would be a routine for your haggle.
I've already done one in the scene, so I don't need to. Unless this
I'm
was
just
a
saying,
separate
do
scene.
you want to take the routine or the challenging, basically, is the question.
Oh, that's a good point. I'll probably want to take the challenging rather than the routine. Yeah, that's a good point. But there's nothing else I can do with that, so I will go. I'm feeling a bit defeated about that.
You did get the free food, though, so, you know.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's fine.
nothing to cook it in.
If only you had some type of metal thing that
You
contained
don't cook
fluid.
in a helmet.
Don't you, though?
You totally can.
I can. I suppose it's a very practical thing to do.
I shouldn't be...
No, it makes
enforcing
sense.
my opinions, but...
But no, there's nothing else we need to buy then.
Well, I wanted some stuff.
okay,
did.
Rupert, tell me about what you want.
You did,
Well,
but
a string. Some string.
You could try scavenging that first.
I could try scavenging some string.
Certainly, if you were to find a shop that made rope, scavenging, you could get an advantage dice to it, because then you could have the cast off fibers.
There's also a lot of shit probably around the dock that's been tied up with string, and the string
while,
Exactly.
while he's doing this, I'm keeping my eye out both to see if we're being trailed and because Judson is ever a curious man to see if there's any unusually curious shops around.
What's the ops?
The obs for scavenging. Let me have a look. I'm by the way, guys, I'm taking a bit more time to double check how skills actually work, because some skills need things like tools and stuff, and I haven't been incorporating that properly.
Scavenging requires your eyes.
Scavenging does not require skill type peasant.
Aww.
Actually,
Yeah, peasant.
this would only be obs 1.
Ta-da!
Whoa.
Yes.
You find
You
one.
find some string.
Fucking string.
So that perception I wanted to do, both see if anyone was following us, and to see if there's any curious shops and interesting shops around, because I've got nothing to do. I might as well look.
Okay, well, I mean, it is the docks. Most of the stuff here is like there's a small number of people who are selling food, fairly obvious reasons. There are people selling. There's quite a lot of people selling, basically, stuff like tarpaulins, cleats, tar, various different descriptions. Like you go past a place where they literally are. It just reeks of pitch, and they're just
Lovely.
dumping wood into pitch. A shop that was literally doing nothing but selling wood oil. And you can get different types of wood oil
Oh,
for.
lovely.
That's pretty nice, pretty nice. A couple of import-export places, like basically wholesale places that presumably are selling to other places, and you can see, a couple of motivated buyers going around looking for good deals.
Nothing really that would interest Judson by the looks of it.
Nothing off the top of your head. I don't know, unless you can tell me what you might be interested in. Nothing.
It's just something out of the ordinary.
Not in this area, no. You're in like a
Nah.
fairly commercial area, so it's not
Nah.
too.
It's just basically the equivalent of window shopping.
A place that rents out to small boys.
So, you eventually return with string.
I returned with string, but there was also some fabric.
What are you
Something like that.
actually trying to make here?
You'll see when we get back.
If we're trying to spend money on this, I'd really like to know what we're making.
Well, we're not spending any money. I've stolen. Well, the
Did you say that you just stole that?
no, the fabric is for.
So just to quote somebody in chat, good job finding some dirty piece of string in the sewers. Well done, lad.
Thank you very much.
So,
well, those brass knobs.
Yes.
They were wearing specific cloaks, and I would like to make something that looks like that. Boys, don't fucking pull the headphones.
God damn, we keep being followed by this brass person called Boyce.
I know he seems to be silent.
So,
Some type of ninja assassin.
So you're basically trying to create a cloak.
I'm trying to create a cloak which I can turn inside out, and by doing that, I will resemble one of them and might be able to slip away if they attack again.
Oh, I'm going to say that's quite hard
That's-
because this would be really a disguise check combined with sewing. So you're sewing, forking, and disguise. Or is it
Well,
disguise,
bear
forking,
in
and
mind
sewing?
his bear in mind his instinct of always assessing dress. So he would actually have a fairly good memory of how they were dressed and.
Okay, I'll give you a die for that. Fair enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we doing this now? We're heading back to do this, I take it. We're not doing
Yeah,
it
yeah,
in the
he's-
middle of
I,
the
I
street.
still
he's
need
not
I still need a fabric, I think, which we haven't gotten. Also, I need some metal shavings.
Okay, so fashion and clothing is OBS 3. Fancy clothing, which I would classify this as because it's specific type, be OBS 4.
So we need to go scavenge somewhere else and then somewhere else.
Finding some fabric is again OBS 2 scavenging. I don't think. Actually, OBS 2 scavenging, not OBS 1. So, go nuts.
Right.
You sure? Because it's got to be a specific color.
Oh, right, in that case, OBS 3. Good point. Thank you for increasing the OBS. Well done, Rupert. Let's go.
Time him.
Oh, Clyker's gone.
I,
Died.
I shall get this, and then I'll explode the 6. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
probably not going to happen.
Remember, you can always do it carefully.
No.
Want to check the stream still up before we continue with anything?
Is it?
No, the stream's dead for the moment, so we can wait.
Yay, waiting.
Score. Oh well.
We're basically going back to the warehouse after this, aren't we?
I certainly am.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a couple of
Let's,
things I'll do quickly on the way back. But I wasn't
Yeah,
going to do
let's-
in the shop.
Let's get some Siegfried action.
The only thing that Judson will be keeping an eye out as he's on his way back is if any curious shops catch his eye, which they won't, because
like to point out my literacy crumbles.
yes, but poor Judson, no resource check because he never got to spend the money.
I'm going to use this opportunity to do a shit.
That's terrible.
3 thumbs up.
That's
You're
terrible.
Get bent.
This is when Klyker never returns.
Exactly, he's dead.
Not dead.
He is already bread.
Not dead. Oh dearie me. So hey, free food. Yay.
That's alright. Can be quite cunning when we put our asses to it.
True, but this is when Klyker never returns.
Yarp.
Then
Yeah,
we're
let's
like,
get some Siegfried action going.
we don't necessarily need Siegfried action.
We need Siegfried action. We need an even this at least an
We don't need
attempt
it.
at
We
even.
demand Siegfried action.
We do.
Siegfried is resolute in his not response.
I'm just
Well, he was-
planning
he
out
was-
how to do this.
Stuck with Klyker. So.
Oh, you're thinking about this belief, are you?
No, nothing to do with the belief at the moment.
I'm really gonna have to.
Although Sieg's kind of pissed off because he's failing 3 beliefs at the moment, one of which is completely gone, one of which is that we left a bunch of loose ends there, one of which is that he's probably lost a bunch of property, so he's not particularly happy bunny at the moment.
No. The simple solution is to kill everyone.
I think a good meal would cheer him up.
Yes, and I can rustle up a good meal.
I think Klyker needs to be recalled into the.
Really? Is
He's
he-
writing shit in the chat. So I assume... No wait, that's a while ago.
Yeah, he's not written anything.
That was weird.
If a thing resets, you should just be able to rejoin
What was the dice roll you just did, Rupert?
Oh, that was for scavenging for the cloth.
You should just be able to.
Voice, you dick! For fuck's sake!
Dear Jiminy Cricket.
Okay, so Rupert failed a dice roll to scavenge for cloth, yeah?
Yeah, he did. I wonder where Clyke has gone.
No! Please. Fuck.
This is when we wonder if he's ever coming back.
Never.
I think it's safe to.
Back in the game.
And Clyke is back in the room!
Yep.
What else did you need to scavenge for, Mr. Oh no, you didn't need to scavenge for anything
So he
in particular.
failed to scavenge for his cloth.
Yeah.
That's where we left off.
He did.
Iron shavings?
You want to find iron shavings?
Yeah.
That's Ops 1. General detritus. Like, that's the type of thing where you could easily, like, a scavenging success might even result going into a shop and just saying, do you have any iron shavings?
Oh,
Okay,
Have
you
you
found
iron
them.
shavings?
Yeah, you found them.
yeah. 2 out of 3 is not bad.
What do you do with iron shavings?
You'll see.
You trying to find out what happens when where iron goes when dogs eat it?
So, we're going to return back with this information. With this stuff. We have nothing else we're looking for,
Cool.
Uh,
Okay.
do we?
on the way back for me and Clyke, first off, what time is it? In game?
It's like, let's say 2 in the afternoon.
Okay, well, yeah. City guard wise, I'm going to say around about now. Guards go back to have lunch for a little bit, so there's not many guards around.
I like that.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for that? Yeah.
I'm gonna set Ops 1. It's a reasonable enough thing.
Yeah!
On the way back, I'm gonna try and sort of check billboards, notice boards, that kind of thing, for paper. Well, really just for notices, but I'm gonna look for old ones and try and grab a few. So I've got some paper.
You're gonna try and scavenge for paper.
Yep.
Okay. That is, let's say, beginner's luck scavenging, which depends on, I believe, perception.
Nice. Encroaching on Rupert's territory.
So this would be Ops 2, because you're basically looking for detritus paper. Actually, no,
Yeah.
this would be Ops 4, because it would be not actual straight-up rubbish.
Clyke is still here, right?
I'm here, yeah.
Just checking,
Yeah, he's here.
because your thing wasn't moving. I'm like, he's gone again!
What? No, okay, I will constantly move it.
No, can't see me move it. Just, that's fine. Just,
Like, if you want scraps of paper, it's 1. If you want complete pieces of paper, it's 2.
Doesn't need to be
Bye,
complete, just enough that I could write small notes on.
Okay, sure, I'll say that's Ops 1.
Okay.
Seafield post
So effectively
passive
Ops 2.
aggressive post-its everywhere.
There we go. Okay, so you find a bit, some crappy bits of paper.
Yeah. And the other thing I'm just going to do is pick up, I guess, detritus, like...
Note down a check towards learning
Yeah,
scavenging.
I will do in a moment. Small, hard, noisy detritus, so bits of... No, I won't bother with that.
Stones and shit. You can have that for free.
Yeah. Okay.
so, we eventually will reconvene in the Clyke warehouse. Who gets there first?
I'm going to say you both come back at the same time. There's no particular
Excellent.
significance to it.
Hi guys.
Hi.
We're back. A dinosaur story.
Did you get food with the money I gave you?
I hand you the money back and say, yes, we did.
I count the money and I see that everything is still there, and I give Judson a very confused look.
Seafield, do you still have that helmet?
We're very convincing when we want to be.
Yeah.
Can I make a pot of it?
Stow away the money.
Can you make a pot of it, or...
We're going to borrow it because that's what we're going to cook dinner in.
Yeah, okay. As long as you don't beat it out of shape.
No, there'll be no beating. They'll just
Wait,
be
you're gonna cook dinner in what?
the helmet.
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
No, no.
Yeah. Fair enough. I shall cook food for people. That is.
There's something Dominic does though. While before you do this, he takes the eggs, he pokes holes in both sides of them, and blows the the shit out, empties the eggshells.
You're not keeping the bit of the egg you'd actually want to eat.
No, I'm giving that to Judson, putting it
Putting it
in
in
the
the
pot.
pot.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see, right, yeah.
Well.
I just want hollow eggs, and then metal shavings inside the egg, and then bits of glass, which there's probably a broken window somewhere. So glass shaving inside the egg, and then when we're done with the cooking, some of the ash inside the egg, and make a few of those. If that shit gets in your eyes, you're going to be blinded permanently.
Well-
now I have something to throw that I can blind
Well,
people.
I'm going to carefully cook a meal for everyone. Ops 2.
Shit, I'm not sure what skill that would be.
Throwing, I
that.
think. Or to make that.
That's
yeah.
ninja. That's ninja magic right there.
Shall
I
I-
ninja magic.
Shall I just
I
roll
think-
this check now, while you're deciding that?
Isn't
Yeah,
that
go for
just
it, go for
like
it.
really
Yeah.
like an agility check, pretty much, of like how his fine motor
Hey,
skills
look! I
work?
don't mess it up.
Once
Nice.
you don't have burnt food.
Well, it would be crafting. I mean, it's some type of crafting skill. I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna see if there's anything appropriate. I
Guys,
feel like there should be something.
When he's done with that, we're actually going to have proper food.
you
Since
fuck it up.
Judson gave me the money back, which I didn't think he would, I will use the little time that I still have to try and get myself some new boots.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's relatively easy to do. You do Obs 1 resource test.
Okay. Well, I only have the cash, so
Well,
that
then roll the die.
That gives me 1 die.
Good luck.
Actually, I'm gonna use a persona on that.
Can you use
'cause I
persona on that?
really...
Certainly can.
Can I
Any dice
find
roll.
like I want to find, by the way, like I want to find like some proper boots, like with
soft-soled
like
boots?
well like yeah, like soft-soled boots that are, you know, like good for sneaking pretty much. And can I get boots that have a metal tip?
If you're looking for specific boots, then it's gonna be Obs 2. You can do. Remember, you can do this carefully.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it carefully and I'll spend the persona on it, so 3 dice.
Cool.
Hang
I
on,
want to
hang on.
get the specific boots that have
Come on.
metal tips.
Ixie Dix, be success.
God damn it, boys! You're not a
Oh,
human.
you could explode that with a fate.
I will explode this with a fate.
Come on.
Oh,
Oh.
fuck's sake!
Okay, I'm gonna say what you can do is you can find boots,
Yeah, normal boots. Yeah,
which are normal boots, but it costs the cash, so the cash is gone.
yeah, that's
But
fine.
you do get a check on resources.
Yeah, but you do get a Wait, you rolled 3 dice, right? That's a routine resources test.
Yeah, I also get 1 fate and 1 persona on resources.
He has one. It's a skill, isn't it? Like any other.
Well,
So what is it? A difficult one?
no, it's difficult because it was 2v2 plus 1 for persona, surely.
Oh yeah, sorry, you're right. That was a persona. So yeah, you get a difficult test on your
Okay.
resources.
Has he already took has he already took a test on?
He did because he lost it. So you might be going up one.
If he's got 1 resource and it's 1 routine and 1 difficult or challenging, that increases a thing to do.
Let's see if that's
Is it?
correct. I think it
It says
think
here
it
I
might
need
well
1
do.
routine, 1 difficult, and 1 challenging.
No, 1
Or
routine
1 challenging.
or 1 difficult or 1 challenging. Up to 5, it's up to 4, it's or, and a 5 or onwards.
Oh wait,
it's and.
only successful resource tests count towards advancement.
Ah, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Oh, so this is not actually a difficult one.
No, this wouldn't count because he didn't succeed.
Oh,
Oh,
so I'll have
I
to get...
tried, but you got boots.
True.
The only way is up, Christoph. You've got some boots now.
God. I walk a lonely road in my boots that I had to buy with all my money.
That doesn't go with the
God
song.
damn it, son.
So by the time he comes back, there's food ready, and it's not burnt.
Yay.
And Siegfried has spent some time spreading little bits of detritus all around near the doorways.
That reminds me, Luke, how do you get rid of tax?
Basically, what you have to do is you have to take some time out to either do your job or explain how you're going to get money.
Ah, I
So an
see.
example would be you could say, I go out and use my begging skill.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Phil could be like, I go out and I use my sword skill to make dollars by being a sellsword. Or
Yeah,
Kiko
yeah,
could be
okay,
like,
I
I'm going
get
to
it.
go out and make my money by shooting people in the face.
No! Sounds like a terrible way to make
Kiko's going
money.
to go out and hold his bow sideways.
I'm gonna go
Kill
out
shot.
and be a noble.
Nice.
At this point, I imagine 4 grown men sitting around a little helmet, eating from it.
No.
We have no plates.
Okay, what I'm going to say, okay, so for this like grenade type deal you're making, I'm gonna actually say this.
It's not a grenade.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's,
it's
it's
sort
this
of like.
thing.
I'm probably gonna say that this skill would fall into the category of like.
It's
It's
pretty
kind of like
much
small scale crafting, tinkering, I guess.
Tinkering, I put it under.
mending.
Tinkering.
No, because mending is repairing. This is not mending. This is creating.
This is
No, but I have-
this is tinkering.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this like tinkering.
Actually, this is a legit thing that I would have needed a recipe for. So, is there any reason for my guy to actually know how to do this?
To be honest, you came up with it. I'll grant it.
But
No, I knew this IRL.
It's something. You know, that's fine. You can
some
always
of
say
your
my character
characters
knows
going,
this.
this could
Can you come
work.
up with a reason why? Well, you were part of a criminal group. You saw one of the others do it. Done.
So
If you can tell me a good in-character reason why, it's up to you what that reason is. Then you can say my character knows how to do this because he's never done it, which is why it's not a skill, but he knows that it's a thing you can do and he knows roughly how you go about it. Yeah, I'm going to call this tinkering. There isn't really a skill for this, but it's pretty much making small miscellaneous objects.
perception based, no doubt.
Yeah, it'd be perception based.
What's the odds?
I'm going to say this is obs. What's your perception, Rufus? I'm actually going to say it's obs 2. Yeah, I'm going to say it's obs 2.
So it's 4.
Do I put this under the skills being learned then?
Yes, you do. Right down tinkering.
Once you've rolled it, you need to actually roll to see if you succeed.
I have to succeed to do it?
You have to succeed to make what you want to make.
Actually, I'm going to say this is a perception agility skill. It's a hybrid, like fletching or something, because crafting skills have an element of agility. So this would be perception agility route.
Alright, so it's pretty much the same thing, isn't it?
If you have the same skill.
Well, it's actually different because it means that failed tests still count towards the learning.
Oh no, this means 5 die, I think.
It's round down, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's even, isn't it?
If it's even 5s, then it's still 5. If you have 5 perception and 5 agility, it's still 5.
Yeah, I have 4 and 6 and 4.
Oh, that's 5 then. So
Five.
so it's obs 2 doubled for 4.
You're doing it carefully.
Why not?
Well, you should, otherwise those axes are gonna break.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part. Well done.
Oh, nice. Okay, you do it.
Fuck
You
all
succeed.
y'all.
And,
So
note down a test to your
Tinkering skill.
tinkering skill. Successful test.
What's my aptitude for that?
5 it would be, since it's half of it's
Wait, Rufus, you have hand-eye coordination.
I do.
So that means when you learn the skill, it'll start at 3. But that's beside the point. Yeah, your aptitude would be 5.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
So food's up, guys.
Nom, 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 nom,
And guess
nom.
what? It's actually nice.
I partake in the food.
Excellent.
I surreptitiously shit in the helmet.
The lack of plates doesn't actually matter because what you do is you just dip the bread into the broth.
Yeah.
Actually, Luke, can I say that in the warehouse there was a crate that had like old stuff in it, and some of it were like some like wooden bowls or cups or something.
To be honest, I'll allow it.
Yeah, and
Yay,
I hand
bowls!
them out. I hand them out to everyone.
I add bowl to my inventory.
Actually, no.
I
I'm
can
going to
strip
say
one
it's basically makeshift wooden plates, easy enough
Yeah,
to do.
something like that.
I had
You
wooden
just
Uh,
polish them into little bits of wood.
Luke, by the way, while we're at the tinkering, there was some bowlers I wanted to make as well. Just tie-
Okay.
Just tying some string between 2 heavy objects, maybe a stone or some.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's not. You don't need to take a test for that.
Luke?
It's easy enough.
Okay.
Luke, before we actually did that, wouldn't I have needed to make a fire?
Yes,
That's
you
a
would.
fire making skill.
Fire building is
Actually
I
a skill.
feel- It is a skill, but I feel it's more like something where it's like fire building is you're in the wild, you need
Yeah.
to make a fire right now.
To make a fire, and this,
If
I mean,
you've got
all you
flint
really
and
have to do.
tinder in a wooden building,
Campfire is an obstacle 1, so yeah, that's a bit big. I was just checking to see if you wanted to make it fail at that point.
no,
But,
I don't think.
no.
I don't think so.
Okay. Good.
I have fate to see if we actually
No.
tip over the helmet and spill all our food.
No. No. That's,
So,
no.
what's going on here?
Nothing's
They take turns soaking up the broth with a scarf. Suggests somebody.
So that's food. We are fed.
Not the scarf! God damn it!
We are
That's
fed.
my crotch scarf.
Okay, you have succeeded at food.
What if you
And
guys
it's
found
now-
out? What did you guys find out about the powder?
Phil and Clagger?
Sorry, what?
Siegfried is staying very quiet.
What was the
Oh.
question?
What did you guys find out about the powder?
Oh,
Not much.
okay. Sorry. So Siegfried is staying quiet. Um, we went to the person that I was told about, who is a very interesting character,
Right.
and he's taking a look at it right now.
Did you give him all of the powder?
Yes,
Why?
because he needs it.
Well,
You still have some of your own, by the way, Kiko.
yeah, it's not as good as Source, though.
Yeah, but
Still, he is the only lead that I have, and this man, well, he seems to at least know something. So we'll have it figured out. He said that he might have something more for us later today, so we should all go there after we've eaten.
All go there is probably a good idea, yes.
Yes. Let's make sure we're not being followed,
Yeah.
because you guys have a tendency of being followed.
Only by murderous people.
To be fair, I
Agreed.
managed to go 21 years without being followed a lot, so it's only recent.
I have managed to go 18 years being a noble in one of the richest families of town. And now
your
I'm eating
entire
soup
family
out of a
got killed.
helmet.
But it's very nice soup.
It's alright.
Could use some pepper.
Shit, do you guys get condiments?
No.
Okay, you need to next time you guys definitely need to grab some pepper. That shit was tight.
No, we don't.
Excuse me, it's a necessity. Salt and pepper, like you can't cook without salt and pepper. Come on.
Yeah,
Yes.
seriously.
Well, I'm not making a banquet. I'm making sustenance food.
All right. I'll
So,
allow it, but
It will be
you
late.
guys lose 1 to every stat through having unpeppered soup.
No.
Let's just say Christoph is very happy to have some food because he hasn't eaten in 48 hours.
So-
but being a noble brat, he's still like, okay.
You ate a bit of bread. You ate a lot of. You ate bread very slowly over the course
A,
of one
a
fight.
noble, well, yeah.
That is true.
Siegfried?
You all right, Siegfried?
yeah,
I
that's
don't.
about all he says. He just says that and then
I'm
looks away.
not sure I believe him.
Okay, what are you gonna do about it?
What skill could I use to assess if he's not being sincere?
Is there a back rub skill I can get a check in?
What skill would need to assess he's not being sincere?
Perception. It's not really a skill. It's just your ability as a human being to empathize. Phil, how convincing is your character being about not giving away his internal state?
He's
Single
pretty
tier.
non-committal, so
So
he's
you're
not
saying
sort of putting any effort into lying. He's just saying, yeah.
I'm
okay,
gonna
let's say
take a perception too.
okay, it's obs 2, not too big.
Yes.
I know nothing.
I know something is wrong.
Kaika's just like whatever. This guy's obviously a fucking side. You know, he's just being weird. But
Yeah.
Kiko's like, yeah, I can tell this guy's pretty shaken up. In fact, you identify that he's acting rather like you did after you first killed Bros.
Siegfried, all the people that worked on your farm, did they live there? Or did they live somewhere else? Some of them.
They moved in and out of the city.
Because we should probably not go back there, but we might find some of them, one of them in their homes, and ask what actually happened there and what's going on with the place now.
Considering who we thought, and this is actually Siegfried speaking, they're probably all dead.
I'm afraid I have to side with Siegfried here. They were being quite ruthlessly efficient from
They
what I
are
saw.
probably all dead, but we should make sure, and if they are all
No,
dead, there's a
we
bunch
absolutely should not.
of empty houses with a bunch of shit in them just standing there.
No.
Whoever
No.
those brassies were, there's a fuck lot more of them than there are of us, and I'm not going to give them any chance to catch our trail again.
Sensible.
Yeah, that's some sensible. Yeah.
Well, that is sensible. We also never know where they are, and we could outmaneuver them
let's-
easier if we know where they are.
Dominic, let's not provoke more than we already have.
We don't really need to provoke them. We
Just-
just come.
As you said yourself, the last 2 times we encountered them, we went to the intelligence agency. I'm trying to figure out a way we can actually get in contact with Judson's brother and even report, as we're supposed to, tomorrow.
Well, one of you who has
Just
say
so
has the
you
disguise
guys-
kill could go solo.
Just so you guys know this right now, I am only sticking with you because right now it seems that with the powder and us being at the explosion is the only thing we have in common. All I care about the only thing I care about is finding out what happened to my family and who did it. If that leads me in a different way from you, I will drop you. If it
What?
turns out that something has to do with whatever is going on here with my family, then I might stick around.
Where'd your boots go?
The water.
Oh,
They were dirty boots.
I see.
Johnson's not exceptionally pleased by that declaration from Christoph, but he's keeping it to himself.
Okay, Phil's character is being Phil, observe somebody. Okay,
That's Henry, actually.
Yeah, that's Henry,
Oof.
that prick.
Dickie's in disguise. Disguise. Okay, so what are you chaps doing now? It's probably relatively soon going to be the time where you need to go back to Broman.
Can any of you write?
I can.
Not without a pen.
No.
Who do you
Quill.
think me for? I am Christoph Anodar, heir to one of the 12 families. Do you seriously believe I cannot write?
If
You
I
have a
was
pen.
literate, I would say the H is silent, but I'm not, so I'm not saying anything. We have
Oh.
bits of coal from the bonfire. If we have some paper or some cloth, you could write something up, and I could go in there on incognito and drop it off tomorrow.
Incognito, yes.
Yes. We would not have to risk ourselves.
If you have something, tell me what you need written and I'll get it done.
I can't write.
My intent at this moment in time, while they're talking about that, is to try and persuade Siegfried that he did the best he could in the situation he was given, that he shouldn't beat himself up too harshly about it.
And that his hair will smell fabulous after
Not saying
the
that
treatment.
bit.
The
Not
treatment, the
saying
helmet.
that
is-
bit.
Your food's delicious. It smells so good.
That's
and
what
he's
I'm
gonna
trying.
wear,
That's what
he's
I'm
gonna wear
trying
the
to do,
helmet.
Luke. That's my intent.
Okay, what skill are you going to try and use for this?
It's gonna be persuasion. I don't have it, so that's what
What
I'm
are you trying to do?
I'm trying to persuade him that he did the best he could and he shouldn't beat himself up so harshly about it.
So Phil needs to roll will to see if he
So-
gets happy.
Phil doesn't need to
See if I
roll
get
well.
mind control.
The obs is his will.
Yeah, the obs is 4.
I love how you're basically forcing him to be happy.
I'm carefully trying to
You
do
can't
this.
force him to be happy. You can convince him of the truth of the fact that he did the right thing. That doesn't change his mind. That doesn't change his mood. It's like, imagine if somebody came up to you and
Yeah.
you were like, you believed that exercise didn't make you fitter, and they showed you a bunch of studies demonstrating that exercise increased muscle mass. You'd be like, okay, I believe you. And then you would wake up the next morning and not do any exercise.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm carefully trying to do this because I'm trying to choose my words with care because I don't want to say the wrong thing.
So
do
if
it patiently too, so the more.
if Kleiker used
successful-
seduction on Siegfried,
Wait, is this
he might
beginner's
not
luck
agree to
persuasion?
sleep with him, but he might give him a boner.
Yes, I can't use carefully on that.
This is obs 8.
Fair enough. I'm still trying.
Okay, that's
I'm a
noble.
nice guy. Wait. I'll just 5.
You do realise
5.
Phil's going to friend zone you.
Don't care. I'm still trying because I'm a nice guy.
I was about to say he's a nice
4,
guy.
and I'll grab a 5th dice because I have 5. That is no chance, but I tried. No.
Okay, so you can
It's
tell me
ba-
how your character
I
reacts
think-
to this.
I
You're
think he's
convinced
just
of what
Go on.
At the moment, I'm trying to work out what on earth we're going to do next. Because just finding this stupid powder and what it is a dead end. There's nothing to report there. We just tell them what it is, and we hope they can actually tell us what we can do next. So I'm trying to work out what we can do and how on earth we can throw these brassies off our scent. So if you don't mind, just leave me in peace until you need me.
Okay.
Okay, so you dude's going to go to the what's his face?
What, Brockton?
No.
No.
No,
The
to the
alchemist.
To the alchemist.
Oh.
Okay, so who's going and when?
We're all going.
There's a big horde. All right.
I'm not going.
You're
Okay.
not going.
I'm not going.
Yeah, I'll go.
I'm not going. No.
I'm going.
Somebody needs to stay here. I'm not going.
I'm going, of course, because I went there first. I talked to him, and I need to find out what this powder is.
I'm not going.
I need to have some kind of fucking success.
Okay.
Was Siegfried staying or going?
I'm going with them.
Okay.
So it's Ruford, Siegfried, and me.
Somebody needs to stay here.
Clean the helmet.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep a lookout for those brass people.
That's the main reason, but I also need to clean the helmet.
Well, I'm also talking to Phil and Ruford.
Who the hell wrote that description?
Let's go there then, I guess.
Being mentally violated by Judson's bumbling, psychologically inept hands.
Ah, but in 3 more scenes, they will not be bumblingly inept.
Well done.
Goddamn.
Dominic does the thing where he falls behind and tries to see if anyone's trailing them while disguising himself in the crowd, etc.
I'm checking around too.
And I'm just basically going to be minding my own business.
Okay, so you
And-
arrive.
One more thing.
Yes.
Guard-wise, I'm going to assume that because we're in the docks and there's an explosion, there's higher guard presence.
In a different part. You're not like it's big. It's not enough that there would be where you are. You guys are quite some way away from that. Okay, so you arrive at the Alchemist.
Is the house still there?
The house is certainly still there. It hasn't exploded.
No.
I turn to Phil and I say, at least the house is still standing.
He nods quietly.
Well,
Okay.
I knock on the door, and
How many
Does he
people
say-
are there outside at the moment, by the way? Like, is it still busy or?
It's relatively busy. It's sort of like 4 in the afternoon. Like people are gonna be start knocking off soon, but
like I said, I knock on the door. Does he like? Do I hear anything? Do I get an answer?
you don't get an answer now.
I just open the door.
He's like
He's there,
Judson.
he's
He's
there,
like
he's
Judson. You
chilling.
don't get an answer if you address him.
Yeah. I walk in again. I say, hello. We're back now. Did you find anything out?
He hangs there dead from autoerotic asphyxiation.
Well,
Can't a guy squanch around here?
once inside, I'm moving so that I'm essentially behind where the door opens to.
Okay, cool. This guy, he looks up at you and he says, actually, I do know what this is. This is a substance called diatomaceous earth. This is, I know that it's occasionally used. There's a very small amount of it around here. It's basically derived from very old small creatures in the sea that died and they form this stuff. There's a very small amount of it that's dug out of the ground near here, but not very much. It's actually, it's used as far as I know as an absorbing agent and a stabilizer, and that's about it. He doesn't know of any use other than that. And he passes it back.
What do you do with it?
Well, there are certain chemical compounds which, if left to their own devices, they tend to denature, get upset, and just generally vanish. And if you absorb them in this, they'll hang around a lot longer.
What on earth could somebody want with this in great quantities?
It also kills some insects.
It kills some insects.
Yep.
What
It's a
kind
mild
of
insecticide. Oh, just, standard insects like flies, whatever.
Standard insects.
Standard
go in the
just
back
roll-
of the
roll on
monster
the-
manual.
roll on
So
the
what you're
standard
saying-
insect table.
So what you're saying is that people attacked a barge full of this powder to kill insects?
My suspicion is probably not, given that there are far better ways of killing insects. However, the most likely answer is that in this purity, certainly it's probably being used for some type of chemical purpose. Sorry,
And,
alchemical purpose.
and if you were to use this for alchemy, you try and use it for...
Probably as a stabilizing agent. Or an absorbent, one of the two.
This doesn't help us one bit.
I think it is a noble element.
He points out, however, that there is no real supply in this area, so it would have to be imported.
Well, it came by barge. Where would it be imported from?
Well, it would come from... He doesn't actually know. But he suggests that the easiest thing to do would simply be to check the various different warehouses along the docks and look for places that are loading or unloading this stuff. And note, you already know that this was unloaded at night.
Very true.
I'll ask him, have you had any other requests in line with this sort of ingredient recently?
He thinks about it, he says, no, nobody's bothering me about this time. I mean, mostly people just come in and ask for acid. He looks irritated. They always want acid.
Well, let's hope they never drop it.
Nice.
Nice.
Although he probably says something like universal solvent because D&D lol. Anyway, So what do you chaps do with this vital piece of information?
Well, first of all, I thank the man. I thank the man for his time. I take the powder back. Yes, the pouch. And I guess we should leave and talk outside so he doesn't overhear us.
Probably ask him if he has any nitroglycerin.
Or you can do
Anyway,
that.
I'm gonna write out what it's called in things just so you can see it.
Out of-
Diatomaceous.
It's the stabilizing agent. Alfred Noble found out that you could use to stabilize nitroglycerin, so you could make dynamite.
I'm sorry, you don't have future wires.
I motion to Ruford and
I'm
Siegfried
outside.
that- oh, you're outside, right? I motion to Siegfried that we should go, and I head for the door.
Out of curiosity, Mr. Luke,
Yeah, what's up?
what cool stuff is there for me to do in this warehouse?
What?
You could clean up a little bit, get your cleaning skill in gear.
Empty the
yeah,
pot
there's-
for your old shit in.
you could do you could do housekeeping. Get that housekeeping skill bumped up solidly.
There is actually a housekeeping skill.
Of course
You
there
could-
is.
You could write a play.
Is
Is
there
that
anything
playwright?
to?
You can't even write.
Is there anything to read?
You can't read.
I don't think there's much to. I don't think there's much to do.
I'm going to clean
All right,
because this
Clean.
place is a tip. What do I roll?
it's not a skill test.
I'm still cleaning.
You're
I'm, make-
capable of cleaning without needing to
I'm
take a
making
skill
more
test.
space by moving
No, no.
boxes.
Shave with the sword.
No, I'm making more room by moving boxes and making things more organized. Disheveled. There. Carry on.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're outside the building.
Remember that you were also given by the intelligence dudes a while back the suggestion that you investigate the docks, and they gave you vague
Yeah.
pointers for where you might start.
Get jobs with the cartel.
That was the other possibility. Either that or
Oh, one other thing before we leave the alchemy place. I ask him if he does get people coming around asking about this, to send a note to, and I describe the intelligence agency place.
okay.
So it would be very helpful if you would.
He says, if I remember.
Which you won't.
Okay, well, outside of the house, I say that, well, this wasn't much of a lead, but at least we know that we have to keep looking around the docks. So it must have come by boat. If they brought it with the barge, it must have come from a big boat that's moored somewhere.
I'm gonna say that if one of you wants to, you can make an obs 4 perception test to come to a realization.
Okay, I'll do that.
Any of you can do it.
Or can we
Can
all do
I
it?
do it?
Each of you can do it individually.
Okay.
I'm not there, am I? I can't do it.
You can realize things. You're meditating
Yup,
on
there
the
we
nature
go.
of cleaning.
I'm realizing
There we
things.
go.
Why not?
Is
While
that a
I'm moving
difficult
things.
perception?
That is indeed a difficult perception
All this
test.
for is difficult. Yeah.
Phil, are you gonna roll this perception test?
No, I'm pre-possessed with some other thoughts at the moment.
I'm too busy sorting boxes.
Okay, so it strikes Clyke at the following: a canal runs back to the waterfront. You could follow the canal and see where the barge was likely loaded.
Yeah. That sounds good. I tell that to Ruford and Beffrin, and I say that we should do it.
We probably can't see Rufus because he's hanging back disguised.
I take
Uh-uh.
it to Phil. I tell to Phil.
Yeah, he nods.
Do we want to do this now? Do we want to get Judson, or do we want to do it on our own while we still have daylight?
Going full force.
Go in full force, I agree. Now, where's this other guy?
He's somewhere around. He usually disappears.
I look
been
around
helpful in
trying.
before.
I look around trying to spot Ruford.
Rufus, are you trying to be invisible at the moment?
See,
What did you roll?
am I rolling?
Well, I mean, if you wanted to be invisible, they're looking for you now, so it's opposed. So you have to determine what skill you use to hide yourself. Do you use inconspicuous? Do you use stealthy? Some combination of the three.
Disguise, I assume.
All right. So, but are you forking in inconspicuous or stealthy or acting or anything?
Everything.
Everything.
Rufus.
I'm using disguise while I'm acting like I am mending some sort of shit while observing something.
Cloak is going to end up with an egg in his face.
No, I'm fine. Just disguise, I think.
There we go.
Okay, so you're using disguise, and what are you forking in?
That would be acting.
How much disguise do you have? Jesus.
5.
Wow.
And acting, that's 1 extra.
All right. It's. But actually, no. To be fair, though, disguising wouldn't make you harder to spot. It would just convince them that you're somebody else. You have to roll. I think stealthy or inconspicuous. I think. Or you can roll the disguise first to get bonus dice on the latter roll.
Bonus!
The obs is base 2 for disguising yourself as like a
I
work or
thought you had
something.
disguise 5.
Oh, that's shit.
Oh.
Got one more
Roof,
to
I thought
roll
your
if
disguise
you've
was
got
5.
Oh. I thought I had picked 5 up.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so your disguise is
bonus
not very
roll.
convincing.
My disguise is a straw in my mouth.
Oh, you can't go the Lucky Luke method. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay,
so-
now you have to roll the inconspicuous or stealthy roll, whichever one you're using.
That's gotta be inconspicuous since I don't have stealthy.
Oh dear.
Fucking
Okay.
bullshit.
The obs is 2 to spot him.
Yeah, done.
Okay, you notice Rupert attempting to be inconspicuous.
Okay, I noticed Ruford. I look at him and I basically I point at him and I go and motion him to come over, and then we're leaving.